Kurindavi Vasantaraja. It's a very special day today. Do you know why? The students of Speak Academy have been completed their level 1 and level 2 in public speaking are going to perform the speeches that they have written in front of a live audience. I am excited, are you? I wish to begin today's event by welcoming our keynote speaker, Dr.Buddhima Subasinghe, Director of Speech, Faris Imaldin. Respected parents, students, and esteemed guests, I welcome you all to the 20th Speakarnival. To begin today's session, I invite Setmi Ayansa to the screen.
Thank you, Kurindavi. Let's start the evening with the first speaker of batch 47. Nihesh Fernando, creating big things with Lego. Creating big things with Lego, Nihesh Fernando.
Good evening, I am Nihesh Fernando, a 6-year-old young Tommy, and deep creations. Here we are teachers, parents, coach, and friends. I love to make big leather battleships of Lego. Like Lego cars, Lego racing cars, Lego battleships, Lego. This is a battleship that I have made recently. It's a long battleship with surface boards, guns, and has its aiming. The middle part of the battleship is called and was its aerial. The real part of the battleship contains to its water. It took 2 days for me to build this Lego battleship, but still it's worthwhile my own Lego creation. And do you know what am I going to plan next? A Lego big city. Thank you. Thank you.
Setmi, darling, you can introduce the next speaker.
So, the next speaker is Nishit Premnath. A search for my favorite toy. A search for my favorite toy, Nishit Premnath.
Dear keynote speaker, coach, parents, and friends. When I was small, my father bought me a football as a gift when he returned from his duty on board a ship. Although I miss him quite often, I feel better when I play with my ball. So I play with it every day. When my father visited us some months ago, we went to race course to play together. When we returned home, I realized that my ball was missing. I was sad and cried for days. No ball could replace it, so we went to search back. But sadly couldn't find it. All hope of finding my beloved ball seems to have lost. I was sadder than ever. My father said, "Darling, we won't give up. We will try once more." Again. Then was a security guard. To my surprise, he had it. I was over the moon and decided that if I ever want something, I'll not give up until I get it. My dear friends, are you unable to get what you want? Do you feel like giving up? Please don't. You might be one step away from getting it. Thank you.
So, the third speaker is Eden Lienage. A treasure in my garden. A treasure in my garden, Eden Lienage.
Have you ever found treasure in your garden? Dear keynote speaker, parents, coach, and friends. One day I was playing in my garden. My son saw something shining in the grass. I reached out into it with my hand. It was a golden 5 rupee coin. I find out more about it. Do you want to know what I found out? This coin was created to remember Sri Lanka winning the Cricket World Cup in the year 1996. It was 25 years old. On one side of the coin, there was a picture of the batsman and wicket keeper, and on the other side of the coin, there was a picture of the Cricket World Cup trophy. I was so excited to have found this coin, I added it to my collection of valuables and thought maybe someday I'll hand it over to the museum. So when you take a walk in a garden, keep your eyes wide open. Who knows, you might bump some treasure next time. Thank you.
So the fourth speaker is Aurora Fernando. An adventure with my favorite things. An adventure with my favorite things. Aurora Fernando.
Dear keynote speaker, coach, parents, and friends. I have 4 puppies and 1 kitten. They are my favorite things. I know I'm supposed to bring only one, but I couldn't choose because they will feel sad and cry. The 4 puppies were gifted to me by my father and the kitten by my mother. Mostly, they live on my bed because I hug them and go to sleep. You know what? They love to go in the plane. One day, when we were in the plane, suddenly the plane started shaking. I was looking out of the window. I was so scared. After the weather was fine, I saw one puppy was missing. I was so scared. What might happen to my little puppy? He's still small. I looked in my backpack. I looked under my seat. And I couldn't find him anywhere. And then I asked one of the aunties, Auntie, have you seen my little puppy? And then auntie said, no, I haven't seen your little puppy. But it's worth a try to look around, she said. And she gave me a torch and she held a torch as well. And we all went looking around. But then when we were looking around, we have looked in all the rooms except one room. I thought, we won't find my puppy. And then the last room was the plane's kitten. And then there was my puppy. I was so happy. And then somebody was about to step on him when I soon grabbed him. I was so scared, tightening his eyes and putting his paws to his belly. But when he opened his eyes, he was not stepped on, but in my arms. I brought him to his seat. His friends were very happy to see him. And we went to our country safely. But unfortunately, we are unable to travel because of Corona. I hope things will be better soon. Until then, I'm going to keep them very close to my heart.
So the next speaker is Chenushi Di Silva. Save trees, save lives. Save trees, save lives. Chenushi Di Silva.
One day, when I was looking through the window of my room, I saw a man cutting down a big tree. I felt so sad by that incident. Have you ever felt sad when you saw someone cutting down a tree? Dear keynote speaker, coach, parents, and my dear friends, from small days, my grandfather has told me, darling, trees inhale carbon dioxide and exhale oxygen for us to stay alive. How can we have fresh air to breathe without these precious trees? As we all know, there are many benefits from trees. Trees give us nutritious fruits and vegetables to eat. Even the paper we write on, even the clothes we wear come from trees. Trees provide with us wood to make houses and furniture. Not only that, trees help animals too. Birds make nests on trees. Animals get food from trees. And most animal habitats are in the forest. And most importantly, trees make the environment green. How can we have fresh air to breathe without these precious trees? However, we have to cut trees. But why can't we use the alternatives? Right? For building houses, we can use bricks, concrete, and aluminium. For furniture, we can use plastic and metal. And we can recycle paper. Not only that, so if we cut a tree, we must be determined to plant 2 trees instead, because cutting trees may even harm the water cycle and we won't get any rain. So, finally, as Mahatma Gandhi said, what we are doing to the forest is a mirror reflection. What we are doing to ourselves and one to another. So, let's get together and save trees.
So the sixth speaker is Navya Ratnayaka, my favorite cartoon character. My favorite cartoon character, Navya Ratnayaka.
My favorite cartoon character is Bugs Bunny. Dear keynote speaker, parents, coach, and friends, do you have a favorite cartoon character? My favorite cartoon character is Bugs Bunny. This cartoon was created in late 1930s by Leon. Some of the main characters are Duck, Rabbit, and the Hunter. Bugs Bunny is the main character in Lonely Tunes. Other than that, he appears in many other cartoon series as well. Even in Sri Lanka, it was dubbed as Ha Ha Hari Hava. Do you remember the very famous song Ha Ha Hari Hava? In this cartoon, character scenes are usually followed by Bugs Bunny's well-known catchphrase, what a duck! One of my favorite scenes is Forward March On. Once, when Bugs Bunny was doing some exercises, he received someone else's letter addressed to Big Bonnie, flown down to his rabbit hole. He can ask him to join the U.S. Army, so Bugs Bunny happily went to join the army. He was the only tiny rabbit among every strong-looking man in the queue. All the incidents were very funny and I can recall them and laugh out. The best funny character quote from Lonely Tunes is carrots are divine, you'll get dozens for the dime. So magic. I love Bugs Bunny. Thank you.
The next speaker is Ushara Pereira. An unforgettable day in my life. An unforgettable day in my life. Ushara Pereira.
My unforgettable day will be remembered to parents because they were not giving you what you asked for. Dear keynote speaker, parents, coach, and friends. It was the day of my birthday celebration, but My mother said no party, no cake, no friends. When I heard it, I feel sad and also a little bit angry because I love to have parties with cakes and friends. I walk here and there, and I saw my mother doing her work. In the evening, I was surprised. My mother brought me a big sack. I was so happy. My father gave Vanessa a bicycle. I was so surprised. My friends gave gifts too. I also heard the moon. That day was my unforgettable day. So, my dear friends, if your parents are giving something you like, that is because they might have something even better for you in their life. Thank you.
The last speaker of batch 47 is Nimash Fernando. Let's talk about dinosaurs. Let's talk about dinosaurs. Nimash Fernando.
Let's talk about dinosaurs. Do you know about dinosaurs? Have you seen them live? Their keynote speaker, parents, coach, and their friends. Today, I would like to talk about dinosaurs because I love them so much and I like to study them. They lived a long time ago and they all died about 64 million years ago. I watched them on YouTube to learn their behavior. There were many types of dinosaurs. Some were big and some were small. The biggest dinosaur that I ever seen, the Brachiosaurus, scariest Spinosaurus. I watch all the dinosaur movies, and my favorite is Jurassic World, where they show a dinosaur zoo. I wish to go to a zoo like that so I can see all the dinosaurs that lived on Earth. I want to become paleontologist when I grow up so I can study the dinosaur fossils. Teach kids like me to learn more about these majestic creatures. Thank you.
The first speaker of batch 44 is Yumek Dalpatagu. Listen to elders. Listen to elders. Yumek Dalpatadu.
Do you love going to the park, meeting friends, and having fun? Dear keynote speakers, parents, coach, and friends. One day when I was 7 years old, I went on a trip to the park with my mother, small brother, and my cousin sister. When we reached the park, my small brother and my cousin sister started playing. I was not playing because I was very tired. Then I thought of riding my scooter. I was riding everywhere. When I was riding my scooter, my mother told me, "Stay here, do not go anywhere." I listened to my mother, but then suddenly I saw my friend and I spent a lot of time playing with him. Then only I remembered my mother. I started searching for my mother. She was not there. I thought I was lost, but I searched everywhere. I looked all over the park. I could not find her. I was terrified. She was not at the play area, she was not at the cafeteria, she was not at the front or at the back. I was worried. Then finally I saw my mother. So happy. I ran out to her and hugged her. I promised my mother that I will not go anywhere without her permission. Dear friends, all of this happened because I did not listen to my mother's words. So always listen to your elders, especially your parents. Thank you.
The next speaker is Muhammad Sami. Never play with knives. Never play with knives. Muhammad Sami.
Mohammed Sami, darling, I can't seem to hear you.
Sorry to interrupt, but I can't hear Sami.
Yes.
Yes, darling, have you unmuted your mic?
Can't hear. Swami have internet connection.
Have you unmuted your mic, darling?
Sami is unmuted.
Yes, you're unmuted. Okay. Darling, can you try speaking now? I unfortunately still can't hear you, darling. Shall we try removing the Bluetooth headphones? Maybe we might hear you then. Or just check your audio to see if it's connected. Okay, try saying a few words now, darling.
There's a reason why our parents.
Brilliant. We can hear you, darling. Go ahead.
There's a reason why our parents tell us not to use sharp knives. Taking out speaker, parents, coach, and my dear friends. With the 12th of August, the darkness of night fallen on us. I was cutting a king coconut when my mother asked for the knife, and I gave it. Then my mother went out of the kitchen. I denied her. I quickly climbed up and took another big knife from the shelf. I remembered my mother's words. Don't take this knife, it's only to cut me. But I thought it's only this one knife. So I started to cut my coconut. When suddenly I got distracted and accidentally cut my finger. It was a deep cut and it was bleeding. I started crying and ran to the bathroom. My mother thought that it was my elder brother who annoyed me again, until she remembered that he had gone to the shop. She ran to the kitchen and saw blood drops in the kitchen. She followed the blood drops to the bathroom where I was sitting and crying. She was shocked. She quickly wrapped my finger with bandages and hugged me. My dear friends, never play with dangerous items, especially sharp knives, especially like sharp knives. And when you're more, your dad has said that they are only meant for a specific purpose, make sure you stay away from them. Thank you.
Third speaker is Setuli Bandara. Never give up. Never give up, Setuli Bandara.
You thought to yourself, no, I'm not doing it. I just can't. I wanted to give up too. And I'm so glad that my parents didn't let me. My dear friends and sir, in grade 1, I was selected for swimming. And the first 3 days were so fun with the kickboard. I loved to join practices and it was enjoyable. After a few days of practices, my coach asked me to swim without the kickboard. And it was a challenge for me. However, I was able to follow his instructions and swim by keeping hands straight. He guided us to achieve the basic skills to stay on water without sinking. On that fateful day, he took me to the deep end of the pool and said, now you can swim well, so trust yourself. Jump and swim to the edge. Do you know what happened to me? I said I can't. But my sir said, no, you can. I felt helpless. He didn't give me time to think and he pushed me into the pool. I don't know how I came up and I screamed till I reached one of the edges of the pool. Sir gave me a high five, but I was not happy. I wanted to go back home. After that day, I hated swimming. And when my parents asked me to get ready to go for practices, I gave various excuses to escape. Some days I said, Tati, I have a stomachache. Some days I said, Ammi, I have a headache. And some days I said, I have a stomachache and a headache. But my parents saw right through me and never allowed me to stay at home. And both of them came with me for practices. They always told me, Setuli, you cannot achieve anything in this world by giving excuses. If you want to swim, you should face this challenge. If you give excuses, you will never learn how to swim. Forget all your fears and trust yourself. You can do it. They always encourage me. Thus, I had not any other option and had to participate each and every day. My sir is an excellent counselor. He always encouraged me by saying, Setuli, you can do it. He pays attention for each and every one. Can you imagine what happened next? After a few days of continuous practices, I realized that I'm not going to sink and my fear faded away. I was able to build up my confidence and afterwards I again started to enjoy swimming. Today I'm a confident swimmer and my coach calls me Jet. Then I was able to complete laps as well. One day my sir was extremely happy about me. Do you know why? Because I completed 100 meters. It was a memorable day. Had I lived because of my fear, I would have never been able to do it again. Therefore, friends, never give up when it is difficult. Just keep going and you will find a way out. There is a well-known saying, try and try, one day you can fly. And my dear friends, it is more than saying. Try and try, one day you really can fly. Thank you.
So the fourth speaker is Ayansa Galbada Arachi. Stories give wisdom. Stories give wisdom. Ayansa Galbada Arachi.
Do you like stories? I love stories too. Stories are interesting, stories are powerful. Dear keynote speaker, parents, coaches, and everyone. One such story that I came across, a story you know about Hansel and Gretel. My mother gave this book for my 5th birthday. It makes me very happy to read that. I read it every night. And in that book, there's a boy called Hansel and a girl called Gretel. They lived in a small cottage with their father and their stepmom. Their stepmom planned and sent away the kids to the forest, and they were lost in the forest without knowing their way home. While they were roaming around, they met a lady who found their way home. They went with her believing could go back home. But for their surprise, they caught in trouble, become being slaves of the witch. And they knew they have to do something, so they bravely defeated the witch by tricking the witch to open the treasure box and stuck the witch in the box. Soon they become rich forever. They also found their way home. As the moral of this story, I understood that you should never trust strangers and should be very brave if you caught in trouble. We need to be smart to get out of problems, without just be getting scared. So let's be always brave. Thank you.
The next speaker is Shadir Rizwan, an experience which taught me of positive lesson. An experience which taught me of positive lesson, Shadir Rizwan.
There are many incidents in my life that changed the whole concept of living. But there is this one incident I remember well, which changed my perception of life. This incident happened few years back, before the pandemic. It was on 2019 when my family planned on a trip to Malaysia. It was planned during my school vacation. Dear speaker, parents, coach and friends, when we reached Malaysia, we were on our way to a theme park called Sunway Lagoon. When my mom said, Shadil, please don't go anywhere alone and stay close to us. Once we reached the theme park, I was so excited to experience all the rides and games. As we entered, I left my parents at the entrance and ran towards the roller coaster. It was such a great experience. I forgot to watch where my parents were. My mother said never to lose sight of her, but I was unmindful. After the ride, I was looking for them everywhere, but I couldn't find them. The sun was setting. People started leaving. I was so frightened and started crying. I didn't know what to do. I was lost all alone in another country. People around tried their best to help me find my parents. There was only one way to find them, and that was by their mobile number. But unfortunately, I didn't know their mobile number. I cried so loud as it was a new place for me, and I didn't know anyone in the surrounding. I was running all around the theme park, crying and panicking in search of my parents. I asked some people who were there, did you see a family of father, mother, and kids? But unfortunately, everyone replied no. At the end, all I had to do was walk all alone and find my parents. As the theme park was so massive, it was hard to find them. I gave up and walked towards the entrance, still crying, terrified, helpless, and all alone. And that was when I saw the most beautiful sight in my life. My parents, they were at the entrance. I exploded with joy and ran towards them. They saw me and started crying. I told myself that I will never leave my parents' side. Through this incident, I learned a lesson that we should listen to our parents and act according to what they say, as whatever they say is for our own benefit. So, my dear friends, always listen to your parents. Thank you.
So the sixth speaker is Narva Chakras. The worst year, Narva Chakras.
Last year was my worst year because I couldn't study properly. Dear keynote speaker, coach, and my dear friends, I couldn't go to school last year because of this COVID-19. This is a virus which is very dangerous. Everyone should study inside the house. Studying inside the house is very boring for me. I miss my friends and teachers a lot. At school, we had the very best time ever. We should have talked to each other about interesting things, crack jokes, play, and share things. This year, they started school, but only for a few months. And even I couldn't enjoy these few months because they didn't let us to play. I think you all have similar wishes, things that you miss, people that you miss, places that you miss. If you need everything what you need and want, there is only one thing. We should end this pandemic. So please wear your mask, travel less, keep distance, and get vaccinated. Thank you.
The next speaker is Haya Kavis. Don't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge a book by its cover, Haya Kavis. Don't judge a book by its cover. You might have so many books you haven't read, but you think they're boring. Have you ever judged a book just because of the cover? Dear keynote speaker, parents, and friends. One day, I was going through my cupboard when I took a book and sat down to read. But that was boring, so I picked another and another and another. After a long time, I had finished all the books in my cupboard, but I was still bored. I'm so bored, I shouted that the birds in America would have heard me. Stop shouting, dear, said my mother, who was baking cupcakes in the kitchen. Here, she said, handing me a book. It was a Clock Tales by Enid Blyton. Then I just remembered that my baby sister had been wandering around in the kitchen with that book. When I saw the cover, I shouted in disgust, "What? You want me to read that book?" My mother said, "Just the first page." I ignored it, and instead, I walked away. After a few days, I was so bored that I couldn't stand it. So I thought, I'll try the book. I took the book and sat down to read. And guess what? I got so interested in it that I didn't even hear my baby sister falling down and crying her head off. After I was done with the book, I said I'd never judge a book by its cover again. So friends, good authors have wonderful books and sometimes boring covers. So the next time you come across a book with a boring cover, first read it and then find out. Thank you. The next speaker is Leaderinyourkids. Never give up, practice makes perfect. Never give up, practice makes perfect. Leaderinyourkids.
I used to believe in don't give up, and my mother used to always remind me practice makes perfect. Now I believe that both together make a perfect combination. Dear keynote speaker, parents, coach, and friends. When I was in grade 3, we had a sport competition. The selection criteria was skipping, but I didn't know how to skip. But my mother knew how to skip. She taught me how to practice. She kept telling me, don't give up, practice makes perfect. So I practiced every day, very hard, and I never gave up. After months of practicing, I've been good at skipping. Now I hope to join the school sports team. At that time, school mathematics lessons were difficult to understand as well. And earlier, I used to struggle at maths. I had low grades. And my mother again said to me, don't give up, practice makes perfect. My mother searched for a good online maths teacher. Meanwhile, I downloaded maths video games so I can learn while having fun. I've been doing many maths papers every day. And my mothers and my teachers were so happy now because I gained good grades in maths now. Maths is my favorite subject now. There is something else that is my favorite, and I'm always in love with it. Dance. Since early 2021,
Michael Jackson was my favorite artist. I love his songs as well as his dancing performance. Moonwalk is my favorite, but earlier I can't do it. My mother again said to me, "Don't give up. Practice makes perfect." I watched many videos and tutorials in YouTube, and now not only moonwalk, I can dance to his songs like him. Achieving something you want is very hard. And in that time, if you remember my mother's advice, don't give up. Practice makes perfect. Thank you.
Sikmi, darling, you can introduce the next speaker.
Isn't Unity going next?
No, darling, that's later. You have to introduce Ahnav.
But it's 45. The last speaker of batch 44 is Anna Akram. Always listen to our parents. Always listen to our parents. Anna Akram.
Do you love going out? I know you do, especially during these tough days. I love going out because when we do, it can give us something that can never be taken away from us. Experience, exposure, and a way of life. Dear keynote speaker, parents, coach, and friend. When I was 5 years old, one day we went to the mall with my mom, dad, and my brother Ammar. We were happy getting all of the groceries until I saw my favorite treasured eggs. Distracted me and the family kept going. I turned and I saw my father next to me. Yeah, he was wearing a red jacket. I continued to look for my favorite action figure. Few minutes later, I found an action figure I liked and went to my father. But it was another person. I was afraid and uncomfortable. I didn't know what I should do. Then I remembered something that my parents said. If you find something in the mall that belongs to someone else, hand it over to the security guard. So I thought if I tell the security guard, he would find my parents. I saw a security officer in the front desk. I told him I got lost and I could not find my family. They asked my parents details. They made an announcement. They requested me to sit on the chair. After that, my family came to the front desk. I ran to them and said sorry. I was saved from getting lost because I listened to my parents' words and got help from the adults who can help. That was an experience. So, my dear friends, whenever you have a problem, talk to the adults who can help. Thank you.
Unity, darling, you're on mute.
The time has arrived. The wait is over. Head of Students Life and Engagement at the National Institute of Business Management. The youngest PhD holder in South Asia. A tech speaker. Award winner as the Emerging ICT Leader of the Year. National Excellence Award at Infidel 2017. Internationally recognized at the top 15 Women Award 2018. And the youngest chartered professional fellow manager at CIPM Awards Ceremony 2019. Let me invite you our keynote speaker for today, Dr.Mrs.Buddhima Subasinghe.
What did you just cancel?
No, I just wanted to. I can't hear that.
Thank you very much for that lovely introduction indeed, Oniti. And I'm very honored and privileged to be with you all today. Well, leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. Now, if I ask you this question, my dear little ones, are you a leader? What would you say? One of you might say, well, I think I am a leader because I delivered a speech today and I took leadership in that. I am a leader. Of course, you're right. One might say, well, I've not thought about it. One of you might say, I don't think I'm a leader. I don't even know what it is about. Now, my dear students, did you know that ever since the day you and me, we've been gifted to this world, we have been leaders. Why? Because we have been leading our lives. Ever since the moment we opened our eyes as little babies when we were given birth, what did we do? You and me, we cried out loud. We expressed ourselves, didn't we? Yes, we did that. And then if you take your memories back in time to when you first started taking your first steps forward, what did you do? You started keeping your steps. And then we toppled, we fell down, didn't we? Most of us, yes, in most cases, we fell down. And what did we do then? We picked ourselves back up again, and then we kept our next step forward, and we learned how to walk. We crawled, we learned how to walk. We took leadership in our lives. Now, you and me, all of us, then we started learning our ABC. And when we started writing our letters, our pencil flipped and fell off. What did we do? We picked it back up again gracefully and we started writing our letters. We learned sentences, words, vocabulary, grammar. Here we are delivering speeches in front of an audience with great courage and strength. Isn't that so? So what have we been doing? We've been taking leadership for our lives as little kids. And of course, my dear students and my dear little ones, when we speak of life, life is a beautiful journey. It's a roller coaster ride. It has ups, it has downs, it has twists, it has turns. Right? We go through different phases of our lives. But ultimately, we should also remember to have one important goal and aim, a focus in life to achieve the so-called success. That is what you are getting ready and prepared for, right? If I may ask you, what do you want to be in life? One of you might say, I want to be a teacher. One of you might say, well, I want to be a doctor. One of you might say, I want to be an engineer. So we have different dreams to achieve in life. Isn't that so? Yes, that is how it is. But let me tell you, ever since the day you and me, we've been gifted to this world, like I told you all, we have been leaders. But the point is, I want you all to take one step ahead and be leaders with a vision, leaders with a goal, leaders with a focus, leaders with an aim to achieve in life, which is very, very important as youth. I'm sure already you all have that aim, that focus in mind to be somebody in life. If not, it's never too late, my dear students. It's important that you make that determination today and keep that focus to be that person whom you want to be and start taking the steps forward. Because like I told you, in this journey of life, there can be twists, there can be turns, but eventually with the hard work that we put in, just like the hard work you have put in to deliver these speeches today, I'm sure you wrote the speech, You memorized the speech. You delivered it in front of your mom or your dad. You delivered it in front of your brother or your sister. You worked hard for it, right? To deliver it today in front of an audience, right? So you did that hard work. So it's important that you have a focus and be committed to achieve the goal of your life, to achieve the dream of your life. Now, let me tell you how you can be that sort of a visionary leader, a leader with a vision, a leader with a goal in life to achieve greatness. Point number 1, discover yourself. Now, how do you discover yourself? Discover the true potential that lies within you. How do you do that? Now, probably your teacher or your coach told you that you need to prepare for a speech the following week. So sometimes we feel, right, can I even deliver that speech that my teacher was talking about? Can I even write it? I'm not sure, right? We go to that phase, but then it's important to try, right? Grab the opportunity that's given to us and try. The more we try, it helps us really, see whether we can achieve that particular dream of our life. So now, how do you discover yourself? To teach you that, let me share a little bit about my story. It takes my memories down the memory lane to when I was a 2.5-year-old kid. Now, it was all happening when I was just 2.5 years old, a very, very little one. That's when I was pushed to a school. My dear little ones, I was pushed to school at a very, very younger age. Life was not easy. Life was very tough. I started trying to get, into my academics, learning my ABCs, making sure I work around with my writing skills, my reading skills, singing, etc. I was trying to do things with the best of my ability. But there were situations which I had to go through, terrible times with bullying. Now, if I may ask you, have you gone through bullying in school? Some of you might say, well, yes. Some people call me with this name, that name. Some people make fun of me. Some people always trick me in class. So I break into tears. Yes, we've gone through these things. Bullying in school, with our classmates, sometimes with our seniors. I was bullied big time. School became a nightmare. I was locked up in washrooms. My notebooks were stolen. My textbooks were stolen. My lunch money was stolen. I was devastated. School became a place that was not very pleasant for me. And then I was thinking to myself, Buddhima, what are you going to do now? I was very worried. I still remember coming back home and crying and asking my mom, homeschool me. That was the only thing I asked her every single day. With the difficulties that I had to face with my peers, just because I was only the youngest kid in the class. Life was difficult. Like I told you, life is a beautiful journey with ups and downs and twists and turns. But somehow we need to make it through. What did I do? So here comes this prize awards ceremony. Just like this ceremony today, I'm sure you all have come across the school annual year-end prize award ceremony. I was seated right at the back watching. Now, why was I seated right at the back? I didn't have a prize, nor did I have a certificate, nor did I have an award. I had nothing. I was only seated to watch the prize giving. You get this bunch of kids who are forced to go to a prize award ceremony just to see how the other people have performed. I was one of them, right? I was seated right at the back, tears rolling down my cheeks. I was watching this prize giving ceremony. My parents they were not around. Why? Because I didn't have any prize or an award for them to really come and witness me coming up on stage. And I was watching. Those other kids, their names are called up on stage, first place, second place, third place, class prize, section prize, subject prize, right? They rush to the stage, carry the trophy, the certificate, come back, give it to their mom or the dad who is seated next to them with so much of happiness. And their names are called up again, and they rush back to the stage. And the mom or the dad would tell the people around, look, that's my son, that's my daughter. She has been working very hard. She studies so much. First in the class, with great happiness. They talk about their kids. I was thinking, my parents have never come across such happiness. Neither have I ever been a happier kid like that. I've never been a happier child. I've only worried always. I've only thought that I've lost in this battle of life because of the bullies that were externally around me in school, in class, and the bullies that were fighting within me, always telling me that you are never going to win this life. So I was always worried, crying, creating a hell out of myself. Seated right at the back, I was thinking, Buddhima, what are you going to do with your life? Do you want to be like this forever? Or do you want to change? And there I go back home, determined and committed that I am going to work hard and that I am going to help myself stand up for myself using education as the only weapon that's going to help me change my life. Right? I was determined. I was very courageous. I believed in myself. I believed that if I study hard, I can fight those external bullies. I believed that if I work hard, I can fight those inner bullies that were always telling me, Buddhima, you can't do it. You can't do it. Right? I learned it in the hard way. I go back home, I pick my books back up again, I start studying. And you know what? Grade 3, first term, exam results. I was able to be the first in the class. Second term, I was able to be the first in the class once again. Third term, I was able to be the first in the class with an average of 85%. I still remember, for all subjects. And there comes the prize award ceremony. For the very, very first time, I was able to bring my parents to a prize award ceremony so that they were able to be happy. And I was also able to be a happier kid. And from that day, I learned that I can fight any bully using education as the only weapon that's going to help me change my world. So my dear students, no matter what we go through in life, sometimes maybe we study a particular subject, maybe mathematics, I don't know, maybe public speaking to practice a speech, maybe science, something that, we find difficult. There's nothing called difficult in life. What really matters is whether we put in that effort, that hard work, that courage, that belief about yourself individually, that you can do it, is what matters. And I'm telling you with experience, it really works if you put in your hard work into anything, and you can be anything you want to be in life. So point number 1, discover yourself. Discover the true potential that lies within you in the journey of becoming a leader with a vision, a leader with a goal. Very, very important. Point number 2, communication. Now, my dear students, communication has 2 aspects, right? 1, being a good listener. Are you a good listener? How well do you listen to your parents, to your teachers, to your elder brothers, elder sisters, your grandparents? How well do you listen to them? right? In most cases, my dear students, we hear a lot of things, right? And we mix this up. Hearing and listening are two different things. We overhear a lot of things in life, but only for what we listened, we will be taking action. Maybe your mom comes and tells you, darling, study hard for your mathematics paper because don't take it easy, right? If we listen to her, we will be taking the books back up again and we will be really working hard for it. But if we've only overheard it, we would have even forgotten what she has told. So that's the difference between listening and hearing. So are you a good listener? Very important. When your mom or your dad tells you something, do you listen to them? And do you work according to what they say? Very, very important. And my dear students, as a part of listening, also I'd like to bring forward emotional intelligence, a little bit of a big word for you all, but this is a buzzword these days. How well do we think about others? Do we really think how much our parents do for us? What a lot of things they do for us, for we are here today because of them, the kings and the queens of our lives. It's important as a part of communication. We understand when to speak, what to speak, and how to speak, especially as a mark of respect to our elders, right? Practicing empathy, listening to them and responding back with respect. Very, very important. When was the last time you thought about your mom or your dad and you rushed to your mom and said, Mom, I love you so much. You're the greatest mom in the world. Thank you so much for being who you are. When was the last time you ran to your dad when he came after work and you hugged him tight to say, Dad, I love you so much. You give me a lot of strength. Thank you so much for the strength you give and for everything that you are. When was the last time you paid that acknowledgement to your mom or your dad? It's important that we respect them for who they are, right? Very, very important as a part of communication. Sometimes with the lack of communication amongst the family members creates a lot of conflicts, right? And creates a big distance amongst the family members. So we don't want that to happen, right? And then the next important aspect of communication is negotiation. Every single moment of our lives, we will be making a decision, right? You and me, we make decisions. What are we going to do next? Think twice before you speak, before you act, before you do something, right? Always think twice. So you use the right words to speak, the right action is taken, and the right thing is done as a part of communication. Very, very important. So that was the second point. Be a good listener, be a good communicator, learn to respect your parents, your elders, and use the right words whenever necessary in the right way. Third point, role models. Now, how many of you have role models? Raise of hands. You have a role model. Maybe your mom, your brother, your sister, your dad, your grandma, granddad. Yes, yeah, I see your raise of hands. Brilliant, brilliant. You know what? I do have a role model. My role model is Professor Stephen Hawking. You must have heard about him. If you've not heard about him, please go Google him as soon as this program ends. Professor Stephen Hawking. He is my role model. Now, he is a person, he's a scientist, a great scientist of all times, a person who ended up in a wheelchair, almost paralyzed. But with the greatest difficulties he had to go through in life, he made it to the pinnacle. Nothing was a barrier for him in life. Now, each time I had to go through difficulties. Now, as one of you gave the introduction to me as the youngest PhD holder of South Asia, a head of a department at a very younger age, etc., etc. A lot of things you told about me, yeah, in my introduction. So each time that I had to climb one step at a time, my dear brothers and sisters, to achieve that particular status of my life, I had to go through a lot of troublesome times. I've fallen down, I've crushed, right? I've cried, I've been worried, I've gone through a lot. But each time when we go through difficult situations in life, we have this great person next to us. Who is that? Our role model. Just like you said, you have a role model. It could be your mom or your dad or your elder brother or your teacher, right? Or one of the teachers of the Speak Foundation, right? Maybe one of them are your role models. Whenever you go through a difficult moment in life, whenever you can't make a decision in life, whenever you feel like, oh my God, I want to give up, I don't know what to do, talk to your role model, because your role model will definitely help you take the very next step forward in life. Don't keep worrying, because when we have a problem and when we keep worrying about a problem and when we keep crying about a problem, we have two problems, my dear students, at the end of the day, right? We don't want to complicate things in life. We want to handle things at ease. So why not consult your role model? He or she will give you some advice to help you take the very next step forward in life. So my dear students, I'm so very proud that you are already doing great in your life. And always remember that you are very, very important. And that is exactly why you're here today in this Speak Foundation, and you are learning so much more, and you are outstanding. So congratulations to your performances today, and I wish you all the very best. But always remember, you're all leaders already. What matters is being a leader with a goal, a leader with a focus, a leader with an aim in life. To do so, discover yourself. Discover who you are. And when you discover yourself, you will find the purpose of your life. You know what the purpose of my life is? The purpose of my life is to inspire and to empower. That's exactly what I do with every breath I take. So if you have a purpose in your life, let's say you want to serve the people of this country as a medical doctor, that's the purpose of your life. Go forward, achieve that for your life, because you are important as who you are, and nothing is impossible for you in life. So always remember, in this journey of becoming a visionary leader, discover the true potential that lies within you. Be a great communicator. In the journey of becoming a great communicator, be a good listener and be a good negotiator. Know what to speak, know how to speak, and know when to speak. And make sure you speak up respectfully to get a message across. Very, very important. And the last and the third point is have a role model in your life. And do not stop only having a role model. Try to be a different person. Try to be a role model to many more other people around you. That's the next step of having a role model. Do not stop only taking help from someone. But the moment you've grown, you know that you can also share that knowledge with people around you. So you will be a role model. Let's say you are the elder brother in the house or the elder sister. You have younger brothers and sisters. So you will be a role model to them as well. Dreams in life, my dear students, can be achieved and accomplished if the right action is taken towards its achievement. So I wish you all the very best. And I wanted to share with you all my story today, and also tips for you all to have a focus, a goal in life, because if you really work hard, nothing is impossible in life. And I wish you all the very best to see you all achieve great, great heights in life. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mrs. Buddhima Subasinghe, for taking time off your very busy schedule to be with us here this evening and for sharing with us your inspiring story and inspirational words of wisdom for us as well as the young students over here. It's been an absolute pleasure having you. Thank you so very much. And
Thank you so much.
thank you so much. Set me back to you.
The first speaker of batch 45 is Tevni Dodangdenia. The most unforgettable day in my life. The most unforgettable day in my life. Devni Dodangdenia.
Have you been taken on a surprise trip? That too, on a long one? It isn't something very usual, is it? Dear keynote speaker, coach, and my dear friends, my mom took us on a surprise trip once. I was so excited when my mom came and said, "Dear children, we are leaving tonight to the Pasikuda." It was 3 p.m. when we left canteen in order to avoid major traffic. While we were going, I learned that it would take 3 to 4 hours to reach Pasikuda beach. And I could not wait until we got onto the ocean for a good and salty bath. Finally, after a long hectic journey, we were so excited to see the long beautiful beach at the resort. And I still remember the name of the resort. It was Blue Sands Beach Resort. It was about 7 o'clock at night when we made it our rooms. As soon as I got to the resort, my brother and I were ready to have a bath in the sea. But my mother did not allow. "Children, listen. If you take a bath at this time, you may get sick," she sternly warned. We were so naughty at that time and went to the beach. Exactly as my mother had warned, I became very sick, so my parents had to bring us back home, but had no choice but to cancel the trip. That was an unforgettable day because how we so foolishly missed out all the fun in the world. My dear friends, I would have been able to get all the fun had I listened to my parents' warning. If your parents ever give you a warning, listen to them or you will regret it like me right now. Thank you.
The next speaker is Muhammad Shanoon. Crossing the limits. Crossing the limits, Muhammad Shanoon.
Most kids like to eat chocolates, but do you know what happens when you are too greedy? Dear keynote speaker, parents, coach, and my dear friends. One day when my father went to work and my elder brother went to school, I decided to do something sneaky. It was only me and my mother at home as usual. It was a normal day until I saw my mother hiding a chocolate on top of the fridge. So as soon as I saw my mother leaving the kitchen, I entered it like a spy, climbed the kitchen counter, crossed the sink and was climbing the fridge. Suddenly fell face first. My mother came to save me like a hero, but it's too late. I was on the floor with a big cut on my inner lips, crying like a newborn baby. My mother rushed me to the doctor, and thankfully it was a happy ending. I realized that I had to go through all of this trouble just because of my greed to eat chocolates. My dear friends, it's okay to eat chocolates, but always respect the boundaries, never cross the limits, and never be greedy. Thank you.
So the third speaker is Vishama Vishad. Never force your mother. Never force your mother, Vishama Vishad.
Have you ever forced your mother to
change her advice. I did once. Dear keynote speaker, coach, parents, and friends. Once I went to my cousin's home and we decided to go to the river and we were asking permission with our mothers. And she advised me, you can go to the river but don't get into the river. And I was very sad. I kept bothering her, Mommy, please, Mommy, I want to get into the river and bath. And after some time, she said, okay, but be very careful. I was overjoyed. We went to the river and playing and having fun. My uncle bought a tube, and my two cousins were in the tube. One cousin held the tube, and I jumped into the tube. The tube went out of balance. We fell inside the water, and it was very scary. Luckily, my uncle took me out of the water. If I had listened to my mother's advice without forcing her to change it, I would not get into the scary situation. So, friends, if your mother tells you not to do something, you make sure you listen to them without forcing them to change it. They care for us. Their words have wisdom. Thank you.
So the third speaker is Zikra Zakir Khan. The most unforgettable day in my life. The most unforgettable day in my life. Zikra Zakir Khan.
Have you ever felt alone among strangers? Have you ever felt that you're no longer with your loved ones? Dear keynote speaker, parents, coaches, and my dear friends, 8 years ago, I have experienced the most dreadful evening in my entire life. Like other parents, my parents too wanted me to enjoy my childhood to the fullest. So whenever we get a chance, we go out. On that unforgettable weekend, we went to BMICH to do some shopping and to have some fun. On my way, my mother kept on repeating thousands of times, Zikra, do not run around, do not go out of my sight. And I kept on repeating her, okay, Mama, okay. As we reached there, there was a huge bouncer waiting for us to have fun. I was so excited that I ran ahead of my mother and jumped on the bouncer while my brother was behind me. My mother stood near the entrance while my grandfather was near the exit. After about 3 to 4 rounds, then came my final round, which is going to turn my whole life. I went near the entrance, but my mother was nowhere to be seen. I looked right, left, up, down, here and there, but my mother was nowhere to be seen. I panicked. I quickly grabbed my sandals and ran to a security guard and told him, Uncle, I've lost my parents. Can you help me find them? Luckily, he was a really kind man. He took me near a counter and told to announce my details. As they announced my details, my grandfather came running and hugged me tight. I do not know what would have happened if I had got lost that day. But I think it's all God's mercy which saved me. Now I know the importance of listening to elders no matter what age we are, because elders carry a lot of wisdom. So from that day onwards, I always make sure to go with my parents wherever we go and to listen to them. Thank you.
The next speaker is Madhi Shafras. The most unforgettable day in my life. The most unforgettable day in my life. Madhi Shafras.
Our life is full of events and moments. Among those events, some are pleasant, some aren't. Dear keynote speaker, parents, coach, and friends. For me, the most memorable day in my life was the first day of my school. I joined grade 1 in the middle of the year 2016. Before joining Benedict College, I studied in another school for 6 months. I didn't like that school mainly because I miss my dear friends who were with me since play school. No matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't study there. You know the superpower parents have, they saw right through me. They understood my loneliness and decided to change school. The first day at Bentley's College was so memorable and unforgettable. I still remember the day when I stepped into the classroom. My friends welcomed me with a warm smile. Hello, Mahadev. We are glad to see you here, Mahadev. And the class teacher was definitely the most caring and loving. She was very polite and taught me nicely. During the break time, I spoke to my friends and set out to the playground. Returning back, we did some interesting things, uh, mathematics as well. This time, I I took my effort and did the best time. Finally, the bell rang, and it was the home time. I was so happy and returned home with lots of memories. And one important thing, no matter how hard we should first love what we do in life. What we do in life, our, our life will be filled with happiness. Thank you.
So, the sixth speaker is Kirundi Vedamulla. The most unforgettable day in my life. The most unforgettable day in my life, Kirundi Vedamulla.
Ever been trapped into something that you almost lost yourself? Dear keynote speaker, coach, and my dear friends, today I'm going to speak about the unforgettable day in my life. During school holidays, my parents decided to go shopping. I was so excited because my parents had invited my cousins also to join. We went to a very big shopping mall called House of Fashion. It has an eye-catching view. Before I knew it, I got out of my world for a moment and entered the eye-catching world of House of Fashion. There were lots of people in the mall. Because of the crowd, my mother kept repeating, Kirundi, don't leave my side. If you leave, you will get lost in this crowd. I said, okay, I won't leave your side. But few minutes later, I saw a nice, beautiful frock and I ran fast to it. I forgot that I promised my parents that I won't leave their side. I was looking at the frog and suddenly I realized that my parents are not there with me. I searched and searched for them, but I couldn't find them. I thought that they might be in the next floor. So I ran fast to the elevator and searched for them. After a long time searching, finally I found them. I saw my parents are so confused. I ran fast and hugged my parents tight. At long last, I learned a very important lesson that I should never leave my parents and wander around all by myself. Friends, sometimes we tend to get lost in what is around us and then we forget our own safety and security. Remember, no matter how appealing the surrounding may be, make sure to take care of your own safety.
The last speaker of batch 45 is Amar Akram. We learn through our experiences. Amar Akram.
Life brings us tears, smiles, and memories. Tears dry, smiles fade, and memories last forever. Dear keynote speaker, parents, coaches, and friends, you might think that I'm going to speak about my birthday or my favorite gift, but no. But the most memorable day of my life was when I spent the whole day shopping with my family. I usually like to keep myself busy during the day, so I really don't like shopping. I don't like to spend a lot of time shopping. But that day was different. My mother was busy with choosing dresses. My father was helping my brother to buy the perfect shirt. I felt bored. I was walking up and down the shop. I couldn't find anything interesting. So I told my father, let's go home. But my father, Amma, you can choose your own shirts and shoes. Check, go to the fitting room and check with the choice of outfit. If you like them, we'll buy them. I listened to my father and started shopping. Surprisingly, it was a wonderful experience. I enjoyed my shopping. After that, we went to a restaurant, had my favorite food, and went back home. As children who are growing up, we should spend quality time with our family. When our family needs us, we should be there for each other. Getting involved in family events allows us to become more responsible individuals in the future. And I believe that the more decisions we are allowed to make on our own, the better decision makers will be as adults. Each day of our life, we make deposits in our memory, and each memory contributes to us growing up into more responsible and mature adults. So make every moment of your life happy and useful. Life brings us tears, smiles, and memories. Tears dry, smiles fade, and memories last forever.
Is now the video?
Yes, darling, we'll be playing the video now.
The first speaker of batch 46 is Dinuli Sahanya. Never give up. Never give up, Dinuli Sahanya.
When everyone seems to doubt you, what would you do? It feels crushing and defeating in those times, doesn't it? When I was in my pre-grade, the same thing happened to me, and I felt the same way too. Speaker, parents, and my dear friends. When I was in pre-grade, I loved to read books, and I loved to read the characters in those stories. Whenever I had free time, I and my mother brought the characters in those stories to life. One day, my pre-grade madam came up to me and said, "Literally, you're selected for the pro speaking at the annual concert." I felt like I was at the top of the world. So I and madam started practicing immediately. But while I was practicing, I saw some girls were laughing at me. My heart was burnt. And near the gate, I saw some parents, and they too seemed to tease me. My eyes welled up with tears, and I ran home as fast as a bolt of lightning and thought of giving up. I couldn't even eat or sleep. I felt my heart was so heavy. My parents noticed this and asked me what happened. I said, "I'm a good pro speaker, but I'm not the best. I won't be able to perform at the annual concert." My parents smiled at me and said, "You know, Angel, believe in yourself. Never give up. Believe in yourself. The day you say, 'I'm the best pro speaker,' you will win all the hearts. And for that, you need to believe in yourself." I understood what my parents said, and I promised them I would do as my best. And I did as I promised. I made my parents and madam out in front of the huge to me again and said, Dinali, you're a golden girl. I'm really pleased to have you with us. My dear friends, just think of this up. Somebody told you, showed you that you can't do it. They could have been your friends. They could have been your relatives or even your elders. How they think about you is not important. The most important thing is how much you believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, how can you expect others to believe in you? So, my dear friends, start believing in yourself. Thank you.
The next speaker is Dina Risman. Memories are incredible. Memories are incredible, Dina Risman.
Memories are incredible. I make lots of memories in life. Some are happy, some are angry, and some are sad. But every memory has a lesson. Taking our speaker, coach, parents, and my dear friends. My aunt Vasna, who is my backbone, has a friend called Mifla. She's as funny as my aunt. One day when they were as little as me, they had gone to the woods to play. To the same wood, a mother and a stick used to come. So on the day Mifla and my aunt went to the woods, the mother hen came too. Vasna asked Mifla, "Can you get one of the sticks?" Mifla sneakily caught one of the sticks and gave it to Vasna. The mother hen was very sad. It yelled and started to chase Mifla. It tried to bite Mifla several times, but finally it gave up and went. My aunt put the stick in the bag and started to play. She forgot there was a stick in the bag. Once they had done playing, she remembered there was a stick in the bag. She ran to the bag, opened the bag, and took the stick out. The mother hen returned, started chasing Mifla again because it hadn't got the stick. And Mifla started running like a headless chicken. My aunt Vasna decided to give the stick back to the mother hen, and both of the friends said home. My dear friends and teachers, Vasna and Mifla took something that belonged to someone else. The mother hen almost lost that stick, and Mifla was tired and hurt of what she did. But that memory taught them a lesson. Always think twice before you do a work. Always think twice before you do a work. Thank you.
So the third speaker is Yaya Hassan. My grandfather's advice. My grandfather's advice, Yaya Hassan.
What do you do when you finish your homework? I go and play with my cousin brother Adam. Dear keynote speaker, parents, coach, and friends. One such day, I was at my cousin's house and we decided to play boxing. Before long, we were wrestling on the bed and accidentally I pushed him back. Adam was too close to the edge and he fell off. As he got up, he started crying. I immediately knew that playtime was over. The next day, when I was returning home from school, my grandfather always waits for me after school to walk me home. While we were walking, he asked, "Did you see what happened to Adam?" I was clueless. So I asked him, "What happened to Adam?" There's a big scrape across his chest. He told me you pushed him off the bed. It was an accident, I said. I know, but you have to be careful. Luckily, it was just a scrape. Next time when you play, have to be mindful of yourself and others there. My dear friends, my grandfather was right. I should have been more mindful. When you play, accidents may happen, but you should always stay away from games that are dangerous. It may result in a very unpleasant situation. Play should be fun and enjoyable, not unpleasant and hurtful. Have fun and enjoy, but take care. Like my grandfather said, be mindful.
So the first speaker is Ranuga Suraveera. Why should we listen to our parents? Why should we listen to our parents? Ranuga Suraveera.
Why we should listen to our parents? What comes to your mind when you think about this word? Right. Parents are the people who give us our life, support us to grow, and direct us to the right path. Actually, they are the people who will stay with us for good situations, bad situations, sad situations, or even happy situations. But I had a different feeling about my parents before. My dear keynote speaker, coach, parents, and friends. It all began when I started to go to school. I would always wake up early in the morning and cry so that I could sleep even more. I would always get dressed and ready to go to school. And when I stepped on the vehicle, I would always blame my father that I can't skip school for even one single day. But it all changes when I get dropped at school. Most of the time, I get bullied, blamed for no reason, and sometimes even hurt by other kids. But my parents always encouraged me to move forward and go to school. They always kept me mentally strong. But that didn't stop me from blaming them. I kept this behavior until one day I got cornered and hit by my class bullies. One bully hit me so hard in the head that I started bleeding. My parents quickly called the headmistress, and my headmistress punished the bullies. After that, she called the principal. The principal called my parents. After hearing this news, my parents quickly rushed to the school and picked me up and took me to the hospital. I was really nervous and sad because of this. After 3 and most very painful moments in life, I finally learned how to listen to my parents. I always did what they say from that day. Sometimes even cleaned the entire house if they wanted, and sometimes even went to their offices just to help them. In exchange, my parents loved me even more and brought me a lot of gifts. So, my friends, we should always listen to our parents. We should listen to them because they always love us, tell us advice because they just want us to have a bright future. Thank you.
The next speaker is Shanuka Manduragala. The Wolf and the Crane. The Wolf and the Crane, Shanuka Manduragala.
Have you ever been in a jungle? How is that feeling? Did you know in the thick of the jungle, there are stories that can make your life better? Hi everybody, I'm going to talk about one such story and deep in the jungle. One day, a wolf caught a deer. The wolf was as big as an elephant and had a shaggy coat, long sharp claws, 2 long ears, a small snout, and a bushy tail. When he was eating the deer, a boar was stuck next to him. It was too hard to get up. He looked around. He saw a crane catching fish. The wolf called out the crane and said, "Halt! As I was eating this deer, a boar was stuck in my throat. Can you please put your long beak and take out the wolf out of the body?" The crane replied, "Okay, I'll take out the boar from your throat and you will help catch fish." The wolf told, "Okay, I'll keep my promise."
The crane put its long beak and took out the wolf. The crane reminded the wolf and said, I did my part. You have to do your part. The wolf laughed and said, isn't it enough that I give punch off the neck and eat it? That's a big reward, that's enough. And he can go. The crane was sad and threw away. Few months later, the same wolf caught a deer. The same as that time, a bone was stuck in its foot. The same crane flew by. The wolf called out to the crane and said, Partner, can you please help me? This time I'll totally catch you fish. The crane told, I can't believe you. I have nothing work to do, so I'm off. The wolf begged and said, please, crane, please, I'll help you every day. The crane thought it might do a bad thing for me. I will always do a good thing for it. It's always good to be kind. So the crane put his long beak and took out the bow. The wolf was happy, but this time he kept his promise. And those two best friends lived happily ever after. My dear friends, it's always good to be training them. We should do others all the good time if they don't even return the favor. If you do it continuously, it might even change the world. Thank you.
So the sixth speaker is Khalid Hamza, the slumber party. The slumber party, Khalid Hamza.
A slumber party with quacking in my boots. Have you ever been in a situation where fear controls you? As a jackrabbit that just heard a howl of a wolf? Your keynote speaker, parents, coach, and friends. It all started in a warm Friday in May. I bore a grin on my face. As enormous as the Joker. Permission granted, my mother said. I knew it was going to be a remarkable day. My stomach was filled with butterflies. My mom had allowed me to go to my cousin Ayan's slumber party. I started packing my pajamas and necessity in a miniature overnight bag. Then my mom sat down on the bed and began to express the rules to attend this sleepover. The phone rang. Tring, tring. It was my aunt confirming my stay that night. As I talked, I sat there thrilled and excited. My aunt's house was a gorgeous, golden, ghostly, gravelled, castle-like building. We reached there around 7:30 p.m. My cousin was waiting at the door. We didn't know what to talk. Are you ready, Khalid? He called out. Bet I am, I said. My cousin and I had so much fun. It was late night by the time we finished. To be precise, it was 11 p.m. We were getting ready to go to bed. Suddenly, the lights went out. What was that? I cried. Khalid, it's all right. Something must be wrong with the electricity. Just go to sleep, I said. Creak! The door flew open. We both started screaming. A man with big teeth entered the room. He was in red and black. We couldn't see his face properly because of the darkness. We started to shiver. Get out of my castle, he shouted. The ghost of the mansion is upon you. We both started screaming and ran out in the dark like blind mice. We knocked on everything on our way and hurt ourselves. At last, my aunt appeared in front of us with a lit candle. In the next morning, my mom was standing right in front of me. She had come to pick me up. I told her the whole story. She looked at me and my cousin Ayan. Big brother Sean has been mischievous as a monkey, hasn't he? She said smugly. I knew my mom was smart. It was then that we realized that we didn't even spend a single moment to give a second look at the ghosts of the mansion. We really were blind mice. Had we given a look, we could have seen right through. Instead of doing that, we just gave into our fears. Dear friends, if someone or something scaring you, it might be a bully in your class or opportunities you are getting.
Give it a second look. Think and then act. Otherwise, you'll find yourself fleeing from nothing. Thank you.
The next speaker is Kenur Ragit Devnula. What happened to me when I got stage fright? What happened to me when I got stage fright? Kenur Ragit Devnula.
Have you ever got stage fright? Your keynote speaker, parents, coach, and friends. I have got stage fright several times, even when I was just reading a book in front of my parents. And no matter how hard I couldn't find sense. My parents were very, very worried. They even sent me to my own teacher. Finally, they found a way out. It was a big distance, but I took the chance. This class is called Speak. On my first day of level 1, I met a very talented coach, Mr. Parvez Indi, and a bunch of kind and helping friends called Shanuka, Khalid, Raghav, Metaya, Netula, Nabila, and Khalid. My new and kind sir taught me a lot of new things. He taught me something called the Berger method, and I thought, what has Berger method to do with this? It was so helpful. My kind sir told me. It was to make a speech. I almost left speak because I was too scared. But my talented coach cheered me up and said, never give up. Face your fears and they will go away. I took my coach's advices and never gave up. From that day on, I was successful because of my talented coach, Mr. Parvez Indi. So friends, life will keep throwing a lot of challenges. But every time you face challenge, remember these words. Never give up. Face your fears and they will go away. Thank you.
The next speaker is Netaya Batakuda. My cheeky little brother. My cheeky little brother, Netaya Batakuda.
Do you adore babies? Yes, of course. Who doesn't? And that is why we should be careful when they are around. There's keynote speaker, coach, parents, and friends. When I was doing my homework in my room, I heard a really loud cry. I saw my mom running behind my little brother. I was curious, so I asked my mom, why is he crying? My mom said, he was walking around the house when he found a permanent marker pen. He all about himself. And when I snatched the pen from him, he cried. And he also complained it took a long time to wash away all the garments. You see, my friends, babies are babies. They do not know what is theirs and what is not. They do not know what is good for them and what is not. So if they just harm themselves, we can't blame them, they will just cry. So do not put things that you do not want babies to take within their reach. Because babies are cheap and they can get whatever they want very easily. And they might not be very present. So please be responsible. Thank you.
Next speaker is Raghav Premnath. A challenging experience, Raghav Premnath.
Have you looked at a big challenge and told yourself, no, this is too much for me? Your keynote speaker, coach, parents, and friends. It all began when my parents decided to take my brother and me to visit our family friends at their home in Kurunagara. Words can't express the excitement my brother and I felt the moment my parents said, "Let's go on a trip." We ran to our rooms and packed our bags. We were at the front door in a flash, ready for departure. In a few minutes, our parents joined us and we were on our way. Soon after we arrived, my brother and I joined our two friends and went outside. Suddenly, my brother noticed two shiny bicycles parked beside the porch. My friends and brother decided to ride the bicycles down the slope in front of the house. I was taken aback when I noticed how big the bicycles were and also saw the mountainous slope. I was on the verge of turning down the offer to join them. Then my friend said, "Raghav, don't be shy away from a challenge. You can only become better at it by facing it." I thought to myself that I need to be brave and take up the challenge. When I first got onto the bicycle, I was quite frightened, but I plucked up my courage and began to ride down the slope. It was steeper than I had expected. Before I knew it, the bicycle was going down at lightning speed. Within a matter of seconds, I knocked onto a rock and fell off my bicycle. I was quite a wounded soldier with injuries on my elbow and forehead. After some time, I decided that I'm going to take up the challenge yet again. This time, I made a good observation at the slope and got onto the bicycle thereafter. This time, I maneuvered the bicycle by passing the rocks and potholes along the way. I also remembered to use the brakes when necessary. When I got to the bottom safely, I was so glad that I didn't give up. My dear friends, do you think I would have ever learned how to cycle down the slope if I hadn't found the courage to try it? Or if I had given up? No. If you want to be better at something, as King Robert the Bruce said, if at first you don't succeed, try, and try again. I look forward to facing challenges and learning from them in the future. Do you? Thank you.
So our last speaker is Nethula Dilano Gilbert. A lesson from a monkey. A lesson from a monkey. Nethula Dilano Gilbert.
Do you like animals? Of course you do. Some are fluffy, some are entertaining, some are real comedians. Some do bite as well. But do you know why I love them? Dear keynote speaker, parents, coach, and my dear friends, it is because they show us things in a way that we never forget. A few years ago, our family went on a trip to Anuradhapura, a beautiful and ancient city in Sri Lanka. I had seen thousands and thousands of photos in my history book. Therefore, I was really excited to visit it in person. It was going to be a 3-day trip and we started getting prepared. My mom made some sandwiches for the trip. After visiting several ancient sites, we stopped near a river to have our breakfast. The river was flowing slowly. There were beautiful flowers and massive trees on all the riverbank. The whole scenery was calm as a sleeping child. Suddenly, I heard a sound that broke the silence. Hui, hui, hui! It was coming from a tree near us. I peered through the branches to find where this sound was coming from. And guess who I saw? It was a group of monkeys screaming and playing with each other.
They were monkeying around, but we calmly enjoyed the scenery. After soaking ourselves in the scenery, we started to have breakfast. My mum opened the container of sandwiches. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a monkey came and grabbed a few sandwiches. He was quick as lightning. Before we could react, he was back on his feet, enjoying the fruits of its labor. Dear friends, while he enjoyed our sandwich, the monkey taught me a lesson that I'll never forget. When someone is monkeying around, always be alert because you don't know what that person is going to do. Always be alert about your surroundings because when a monkey steals something from you next time, it could be more than a sandwich.
Sinuri, darling, you can start.
That was an excellent performance by some excellent speakers. Let me remind you that it was the student who came up with the idea for their speeches, and it was they who wrote the speeches. That it is why they deserve another big round of applause. Now I am curious to know how these children transform to become such amazing speakers. Well then, let's listen to the people behind the screen. Let me invite the coaches, Faris, Sharif, Kitni, Hamra and Shakya to the screen. Thank you.
Amar, can we please highlight all the coaches? Please, can you spotlight all the coaches? Can you spotlight Shakya, Hamra, Kitmi, and is Sharif there as well? Right. Do we have Hamra? Sharif, could you please look? Right, there you go. That's the team. Right, introducing to you Team Speak. Hamra, Shakya, Kitmi, and myself, Parviz Imamdi. Sharif is not here. So I would like to ask Hamra, what are your comments? What do you have to say?
Amazing, amazing. That's all that comes to my mind when I see them speaking. They've grown as a person through this journey so much. Their personality development, their self-confidence, everything. As a package, they've grown as ultimate package. I think all the coaches here, they've done a great part, right, incorporating what they had to give. But I think for me personally, and I think the other coaches will also agree with me, that in being a part with these kids in this journey at Speak, we have gained so much. We have grown as a person and we have enhanced so much in us too. So that's something I am grateful for these kids and for Speak for. And I have to say they have bloomed as a beautiful flower. The first day I saw them, right, even then they were amazing kids. They had so much to give, that was evident, but it was all hiding in them. All we had to do is just pull it out, and there you go. We get a great leader inside all of them. And that's what is so overwhelming to see, that wow, I've done my part. At the same time, these kids work so hard. After every session, they've grown and grown, and look at them now. I think all of you agree with that too, how overwhelming this is to see them speak like this. And I really don't have any words. People believe that, speakers got to be innate. It's an innate skill. But after looking at this kids, right, everybody would understand that speaking or being a good speaker is not an innate skill, but it's all a skill that we got to enhance. And if we try hard, then definitely it's just we got to bring that package of confidence out of us. And that's what Speak has done. And all of us as a team have done a great job, and I am proud of these kids. Proud moment as a coach. Thank you, kids. Thank you for making me feel so overwhelming. So yeah, thank you, Farviz, and thank you all other coaches. Love you all, kids. Love you.
Kitmi, what are your words?
Yeah, so today I think I was really amazed listening to all those speeches. I think I was privileged to coach a lot of these groups. And even though you've listened to these speeches a couple of times before, just listening to them today is still exciting, right? Because it's just every time they bring something new to the table, every day they express themselves differently. And it's very, very exciting to watch these kids grow. I think today I listened to stories and speeches from why we should save trees to stories about Bugs Bunny and a whole variety of other pieces of advice that they brought to the table. And I think we can all, we can all learn from these kids and from their life experiences. I think all these stories, it's fantastic how Speak has provided them a platform to kind of share their little stories, share their little advices with everyone. And I think it's just amazing. And I'm also nothing short of proud of all these kids. And I would love to wish them the best of luck for the future. This is not the end, right? You have to keep practicing. If not, you might just lose this skill, right? So you have to keep practicing. And you'll do great things. You all will do great things in the future. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
I think I agree with all of you wholeheartedly. It is indeed a very privileging and extremely overwhelming feeling to watch the children. And I recall my first day when I taught the kids very fondly. I remember being extremely nervous, but at the same time being so caught up and astounded by how willing they were to learn. And by the end of it, when you had seen their transformation, it's genuinely something that is so fulfilling to watch. Because I think as children, all of us at some point are struggling with some part of ourselves. Either we are shy or we're not confident about ourselves. And when you see kids walk in, partake in this program that we are offering, and then leave the program as changed individuals, to know that you were a part of that journey is something so rewarding that I genuinely don't have the words to really express it. I've searched for the words countless of times, but it's a feeling, a genuine feeling that just can't be described. And if there's one thing I would want to leave the children with, it's that you have the tremendous opportunity of being a part of this program, learning from it and growing from it. And that in itself should show you that you are capable of doing great things and being great as well. There's some part of greatness embedded in each and every one of you. And the skills that you learn here are skills that will always hold you in good stead, no matter where you are and no matter how old you grow up to be. It'll always be with you, and have that with you. Keep growing every day, keep learning. And as long as you do that, that's definitely, you're definitely going to be something great. You're definitely going to be absolutely amazing. And as all of you very correctly mentioned, the beauty of teaching is that you're not the only one teaching the children. You're learning from them as well. Every day I leave the class, I've learned a little bit about myself, a little bit about the kids, and I've always taken something back that I can inculcate into my life, and something new to learn every day. And it is just so fantastically rewarding. So thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you to the children for what you have done today. It is such a proud moment. Really, I have no words to express how happy I am.
Thank you, Shakya. Well, as for me, when I was going to school, they used to tell me that not everyone can be a leader, and not everyone got the opportunity to lead. And as I grew up, people used to continue to impress that idea on me. Not everyone can be a leader. Not everyone can be a leader. But we wanted to refute that. We wanted to disagree with the fact that people had made others to believe, which is actually a myth. So when we started Speak, we started with a slogan. We said, there is a leader inside every child. And we firmly believed in that. It was not a blind belief. It was a belief backed by a lot of studies, a lot of experience, a lot of self-reflection, a lot of discussion. And we started 4 years ago. And our journey has continued. And every single time we intake a batch, we have been able to prove it yet again. Every time a batch graduates, we have been able to prove that there is a great leader inside every child. Because as the only personality transformation in school for school children, what we believe in is, if you empathize with the kids, if you approach the kids by thinking from their shoes, by getting down to their level and understanding their needs, that is the point where actual transformation begins. That is the point where you understand the needs of the child and begin to transform the child from the point where the child begins to connect with you. And that is when we engage. That is when we build rapport. That is when we build trust. And that is the beginning of transformation. So now we have been able to take our model of transformation to the global stage as well. We are the first Sri Lankan education institute to represent Sri Lanka in the world's largest grassroots educational conference. And we're going to present our innovative model of personality transformation. We're going to speak about that. And for the first time, the world is going to learn that there is a model that can actually discover the leaders in every single child. And Speak is proof. Because every time I see these kids perform after they graduate, they blow me off my feet, seriously. Even tonight, I mean, I don't want to mention names, but there was this boy who used to tell me, I'm going to send you a message, that he's scared. Whenever we do this evaluation, he was like, I can't do this. I'm really scared when I come on stage. But we spoke to him, and tonight's performance was really mind-blowing because he was not himself. You might, I mean, when I say this, you might be able to recollect him. When he said that he was banged his head on the table, he was really himself. He was living the moment. And that was real personality transformation. That can only happen when you truly believe in yourself. Because it's not like you are, doing this mechanical hand gestures. It's you're living the speech, and that is what is important. So I think we've been talking a lot, the coaches. It's like blowing our own trumpets, beating our own drums. So let's leave this for a moment and let's go to the parents. Maybe they might have some criticisms to make as well. So let's open the floor to the parents and get their comments as well about the program. So here we go. The stage is yours. You're live. So if you have a bone to pick with us, this is your moment. And if you have any comments to make, go ahead.
Sir?
Yes?
Sir, I'm Kenul.
Yes, Kenul.
sir, thank you so much for teaching me the importance of speak and everything that I have not learned in school.
Oh, thank you, Carol. Thanks a lot. I mean, we couldn't have done it without you.
I thank God to have a sir that is world famous and have some teachers.
Thank you. That's so touching. Amar, can you please highlight all the coaches as well, please? That's so touching. It's you're making me emotional.
Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome, darling. Thanks a lot. Yes, Yahya.
Thank you for teaching me how to be confident.
Excuse me, sir.
Yahya was saying something. Yahya, what was it?
Thank you for teaching me how to be confident.
Oh, I didn't teach you seriously. You are confident. It's just that I was able to help you bring it out. That's all we did, right? You have that confidence in you, darling. You were able to bring that up. Okay. Well done. Good job, sir.
Sir, thank you so much for bringing out our confidence.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. And thank you to you too for believing in us and helping us to bring it out together, pull it out from the depths.
Sir, I'm Leena. It's really amazing. This Speakarnival, I think it's really amazing. I don't know how to explain this in words because when I had come into this laptop, I was like almost excited.
All right.
I did not know what to think about my speech. Excuse me, sir. It's really amazing.
Oh, thank you, darling. Thank you. Thank you for letting us do what we love. Right? Thank you. Thanks for that.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir, for teaching me. Thank you, sir, for teaching. I love it.
Thank you, sir, for teaching.
Thank you, sir, for teaching.
Thank you, sir, for teaching.
Great job, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And by the way, it's not just
Thank you, sir. Thank you for teaching, sir.
by the way, kids, it's not just me, right? We have Shakya, Hamra, Kitmi, Sharif, all of us are together, right? I couldn't have done this without these people. So yeah, you know, it's a team effort. It's a team effort. And thank you to all of you too.
Thank you,
Excuse me, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Every teacher
Every
and
coaches.
sir.
And
thank you, every coaches, sir.
Excuse me, every coaches.
Yes.
I have a question. Thanks to all coaches as well as everybody who support us to come to this moment.
Excuse me, sir.
This is why I love Speakarnivals.
Excuse
Because
me,
I can
sir.
go to sleep peacefully at night. Right? Okay. Yeah, yes.
My question is now.
I'm Khalid speaking.
Yes, darling.
Yes,
go
sir.
ahead.
This class was paramount to me to gain self-confidence,
That's the word of the day Shakya gave you, right?
I am exuberant to find out that you were a role model to me. You inspired me a lot.
Wow, thank you. Thanks a lot.
And I am giving a sincere thanks to all the teachers who else trained me.
All right. I'm so glad that you're using all the words of the day. Exuberant, paramount. Good.
That you are all my sirs and teachers. I hope you help my teachers to be a better person in the future.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Yes.
Yes,
Dinele?
Speaking.
Yes. Go ahead. Yes.
Thank you, sir, for teaching me how to be confident and with the help of you and your speaking, how to make a good public speaker in my
Thank you, darling. Thank you. It was great.
to develop leadership ability.
Okay, great. Thank you, Sethuli, sweetheart.
Excuse me, sir.
Dinoli was trying to say something for a long time. Dinoli, what is it?
Well, I was just thinking to say that within the help of you and your speak team, well, I soon became a good public speaker in my school too.
Yeah.
And I really hope to see you soon in the 3rd level.
Yes, at Speaklub. We'll see you at Speaklub, and it's exciting. All right. We can't wait to see you.
And I thank you all.
We are exuberant as well.
Excuse me, sir.
And I'm so glad that you're continuing with Speaklub with us. Yes?
Thank you, everyone. Every coaches.
Right. Thank you, Naura. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Sir, I made you all a gift.
Okay.
You know, that's the thing.
All right. That's great. Thank you. That's so sweet of you. Do the parents have anything to say? Any comments parents have to make? I mean, it'll be great if you can comment, because I think this is when we can improve ourselves as well as coaches, as an academy that is given to transform personality. So if you have any comments that you want to make, not only commendations but recommendations as well, it's welcome.
Yeah, I'm Khalid's father here.
Yes,
Sir,
Mr. Hamza. Yes.
I'm Khalid's father. I'm not a big speaker, but thank you very much. The difference that we have seen, from the first day to now is something remarkable. And in fact, me and my wife, I think my wife especially, she is on her tears. She's so happy that she's so happy, and I don't know, I can see some changes in her too. That is also something excellent. And I think it's a remarkable job that you have done. We can see as a parents, our aim is to bring up some leaders, or whatever the things that they have, we have to inculcate and create some mold them. I think for last 2 sessions, they were there almost for 4 months. We can see that tremendous difference in their approaches. How they pronunciations and how they behave, and how they approach and everything. There's a big change in them. We can see some small leadership qualities coming up. So for that, I have to extremely thank all of you all. You have done an excellent job. I don't know, there's no words that we can see. Certain words are not coming, as the coach says. We are overwhelming. Thank you very much. Thank you all the coaches, for supporting our kids, in this pandemic situation. I think this is the things that we have, with all these, difficulties, all these sorrow. This is something we have really have to appreciate. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thanks. I think this is the real value. This is the real value of the program. The satisfaction that you actually expressed now is the true value of this entire program, because that belief that every child has that great leader inside is something that has to be spread. So thank you. Thanks a lot. Any other parent who would like to comment? Any comments that you have to make?
Sir.
Anyone? Yes.
Sir, you made us a better speaker, and your speak club is excellent and very exuberant.
Right.
You are the future.
Thank you, darling. Thanks a
One
lot.
day that we meet in physical classes, I'm going to hug you. We all laugh.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. That's so sweet of you. I can't wait to hug you as well. Thank you. So if you, yes?
Very thank you for giving us the wisdom to do this, and teaching us not to be stage fright, and doing the other stuff that helped us to improve.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes, Shanuka?
Thank you for improving. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Shanuka. Thank you. Right. So if you don't have any more comments, I think it's almost 9 o'clock now. If you don't have any more comments, I think we'll quickly move over to the certificates awarding session. So I hope we don't have any more comments.
Love you all, sir.
Love you too. Love you too.
Love you all,
All
sir.
right. Love you too. Love you too.
Sir.
Okay, so let me quickly bring these certificates up. Okay, so let me award these certificates. Can you see my screen? No?
Yes, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
No?
Sir, I can only see black in your name and start the speeches.
Okay, all right.
Still, it didn't share. But the Safari Simadunin has started screen share.
All right, okay.
Yes. Now we can see. Now okay, sir. Now we can see, sir. Now we can see. Now we can see the certificate.
Right. So let me put this up on big screen so that you can see your names there. Okay, right. Is that clear now? Can everyone see that?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Right.
sir. Yes, sir.
Aurora Fernando?
No.
Aurora, darling, are you there? Okay. Aurora Fernando, congratulations on completing level 1 in public speaking. Chenushi Udamsa De Silva, congratulations on completing level 1. Ethan Lienage, congratulations on completing level 1.
Thank you.
Tushara Ishiri Yasodhara Pereira, congratulations.
Yes,
Congratulations on completing level 1.
Thank
Navya
you.
Ratnayaka, congratulations, darling, on completing level 1.
Thank you, sir.
Eshira Nihesh Fernando, congratulations on completing level 1. I think Nihesh has left because he had to go to his grandfather's birthday party. Tehan Nimash Fernando, congratulations on completing level 1. Nitish Premnath, congratulations on completing level 1.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Ahnaf Muhammad Akram, congratulations on completing level 1.
Thank you, sir.
Ayansa Chatsarani Galabada Arachi, congratulations on completing level 1.
Thank you, sir.
Dilain Levmita Ilanga Singha, congratulations on completing level 1.
Thank you, sir.
Haya Farviz, congratulations on completing level 1. Naura Shafraz, congratulations on completing level 1.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, I think. Can you still see my screen?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, hold on for a second. Okay, right. Naura Shafraz, congratulations. Muhammad Sami, congratulations on completing level 1.
Yo.
Congratulations, Muhammad Sami. NASL Bandara, congratulations on completing level 1. Shadil Rizwan, congratulations on completing level 1.
Thank you, sir.
You met Mandinu Dalpatadu. Congratulations on completing level 1.
Thank you, sir.
Ammar Muhammad Akram, congratulations on completing level 1.
Thank you, sir.
Hirundi Dinhara Vedamulla, congratulations on completing level 1.
Thank you, sir.
Mahdi Shafraz, congratulations on completing level 1.
Thank you, sir.
Muhammad Sahnoon, congratulations on completing level 1. Tevni Sakya Dodandinia, congratulations on completing level 1. Zikra Zakir Khanaka, congratulations on completing level 1.
Thank you, sir. Looking forward to join the next session.
All right, that's great. I'm looking forward to have you once again as well in level 2. Ahmad Yahya Hassan, congratulations on completing level 1.
Thank you, sir.
Dinuli Sahanya Patirana, congratulations on completing level 1.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Muhammad Khalid Hamza, congratulations on completing level 1.
Thank you, sir.
Kenul Ragit Devnula, congratulations on completing level 1.
Excuse me, sir. Thank you, but sorry to inform you told level 1 instead of level 2.
Oh, sorry, level. Okay, sorry about that. The certificate says level 2, right? I just went on the flow. Thank you for correcting me. So, Kenul, congratulations on completing level 2.
Thank you, sir.
Right, you're welcome. I think I forgot to mention Khalid and Dinuli as well. Dinuli, Ahmad as well, right? Sorry, Yahya. Yahya, Dinuli, Khalid, congratulations on completing level 2, not 1.
Thank you, sir.
Right. Nethula Dilano Gilbert, congratulations on completing level 2.
Thank you, sir.
Raghav Harry Premnath, congratulations on completing level 2.
Thank you, sir.
Pranuga Shehan Suravira, congratulations on completing level 2.
Thank you so much.
Shenuka Vanduragala, congratulations on completing level 2.
Thank you very much, sir.
I think all of you got your certificates, am I right?
No, sir. Lena is missing. Lena didn't get 10.
Oh my God, how did we miss that?
Personally, Lena is one of the best speakers.
Who didn't get it? Who didn't get it?
Yes.
Lena and who didn't get it? Who else didn't get it?
Me. I am a student.
Lena and who else? Nihesh, you got. I told your name, Nihesh. Lena and who else didn't get the certificates?
Metaya.
Lena, right? Okay. So can I call you after the session, because I don't think we received your names. I was just checking. Lena and Metaya, we didn't receive your names, darling.
Oh,
Yeah, that is why we couldn't put up your certificates, but we can prepare it. Don't worry, okay?
Okay, send it today.
Yeah, please send it today. We'll prepare the certificates for you. Okay, Lena?
Name is already sent.
Okay, darling. Yes, please. Metaya, you as well, huh?
Okay, sir.
Okay, right. Now, since it's 9 o'clock, I think it's time to wrap up. We've had a very long Speakarnival. So, Ammar, can we invite for the Speakarnival? Kenul, we can meet at the Speaklub.
Okay. Okay, sir. But should I leave the meeting?
Wait, until Aravindan gives the vote of thanks, you can leave. Only 2 minutes.
Okay.
Aravindan, go ahead.
Good evening to all. With that interesting and inspiring keynote speech, the 23rd Speakarnival has come to a close. I am sure all of you enjoyed today's event It was a wonderful event with an array of interesting speeches and one life-changing keynote speech. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who made this possible. I would like to thank our keynote speaker, Dr.Mrs.Buddhima Subasinghe, the coaches, the role players from Speak Academy, parents, guests, the Zoom host for today, and finally, Mr. Farweez Imamuji. I wish you all the very best and wish you a very good night. Thank you.
Before you go, everyone, all of you, can we quickly take a picture together?
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay, sir.
Okay, all right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you like the Speakarnival, show. Can everyone please turn your cameras on? Coaches,
Yes,
students,
sir.
everyone. Okay, so if you like the Speakarnival, show 1 thumbs up. If you loved it, show two thumbs up and a wide smile. All right. Okay.
Sir.
Yes, Canon?
Sir,
Hold on.
can you send the screenshot?
Yeah, we'll send a screenshot. Yeah, we'll send a
The
screenshot.
screenshot?
All right. We'll send it. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. I think we got to capture that. Right. Thank you, everyone. Good night and have a great week ahead. And please keep safe.
Good
All
night,
right?
sir. Love you all.
Bye. You too. Bye.
Bye, sir. Thank you. Bye, sir. Thank you, sir. Bye, sir. Bye, sir. Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Bye, sir. Thank you, sir.
Bye, everyone. Hope to see you
Bye.
soon. Bye, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.